two men hugged each other tightly. The man's name is Theo, and he's Ville's orderly. They were like brothers when they served in the army. Theo brought out the dog that Ville had boarded at his place. Kate saw the dog and avoided it. Turns out she's allergic to dog hair. Theo prepares new equipment for the two of them. In order for the operation to go smoothly, they had to pretend to be a married couple so as to reduce the risk of exposure. He then had his men drive out a car, an AMG CLS with an 8-cylinder engine. Its brakes, chassis structure, and bumpers have all been reinforced. Its 7.2 liters of displacement gave it 550 bhp, but it has no airbags. So he advised Ville to be careful when using it. Having this car will be a great help to them. When they got back to the hotel, Ville told Kate to take a shower while they got ready. But while Kate was showering, Ville went to a church alone, lit candles and inserted incense burners. He was obviously paying tribute to someone. At the same time, he had a mental image of being at the beach with his children. When he's done, he puts a mobile phone in the crack of a church radiator, as if it's meant for someone. After leaving, he found Ty, the CIA's head in Greece, and told him what he had. He said that Claude wasn't dead, and that the CIA thought Claude was behind it. Ty was a little surprised to hear that. She doesn't understand why the CIA internally wouldn't share this information with herself. Ville says that the CIA is afraid of a traitor, and says that Claude has information that could destroy the United States. Ville then told Ty they had taken Claude to do something illegal, often employing an offshore gang. Their counterpart was called Sting. Ty says you've been gone too long. He's now changed his name to Danny Bruce, and he runs a club on the beach. With this information, Ville quickly made his way to Sting's club on the beach. Nowadays, Sting is not only rich, but also surrounded by beautiful women. Sting was surprised to see Ville. If he remembers correctly, this should be the 5th year that Ville disappeared, and now he obviously has something to find him. Ville didn't hesitate to tell Sting that he was looking for Claude. Sting pretends that Claude is dead, but Ville said I know he's not dead. Ville knows Sting's ability very well. He can't do this alone. Obviously there is someone behind Sting, and this person is probably Claude. Ville asks Sting to ask his boss to come out for a chat. Sting says he's no longer the punk he used to be. He's a rich businessman now. Ville says he's just a pretend businessman, a thug, or even a henchman. Hearing this, Sting gets angry. He tells Ville that since you're here, you're staying. After he said that he pointed directly at the henchman next to him. But this scene didn't make Ville panic. He attacked while pretending to compromise a toast. He slammed a wine glass and then quickly knocked out the rest of the men. The CIA's Foreign Service has some serious credentials. I mean, at the very least, he could have killed these guys like hints. They wouldn't even take to punches in Ville's hands. Ville is like a god of war, fighting as he goes. God blocked the god, Buddha blocked the Buddha. He quickly escaped through a bloody path. Fortunately, Kate drove to meet him in time, which allowed Ville to successfully avoid the fate of being killed. On the way back, Kate was furious. She said Ville was the worst agent she'd ever seen. You have to follow the rules. You can't leave me alone. And Ville said, I was protecting you. She says I was protecting you. Ville asked Kate to hand him the phone because he knows Kate has a locator on her. The phone was the only way she could get a signal. At first, Kate tried to argue, but Ville directly told her where the locator was installed, which made Kate give up her mobile phone. But when Ville took a look at the phone, Kate snatched it back. Kate said, if you want me to help, you have to help me too. Tell me everything you know. In order for the next mission to go smoothly, Ville can only tell Kate all the information. It turns out that Claude has been a double agent, acting as a middleman between the Russian and Greek mafias, but also secretly serving the CIA. The only reason Claude chose to join the CIA was to find a shelter for his wife and daughter. But when his cover was blown, the Russians killed his family, and that led to Claude losing control. He stopped taking orders from the CIA and started hunting down any Russians who might be involved. In order to prevent the situation from getting worse, Jack orders Claude's boss, Ville, to kill him. At the same time, the CIA headquarters receives a hacker's file full of video evidence of the US slaughtering innocent civilians overseas over the years. The hackers demanded that the CIA pay $100 million in Bitcoin to their hardware wallet, or they would release the information to the public. On the other hand, Ville and Kate are still monitoring Sting's every move, because Ville thought that if they could control Sting, they would know where Claude was. So after Sting left, they sneaked into his villa. After some observation, Ville found a clue on the chimney of the fireplace. So it took out a tool and pried off the bricks and found a pile of evidence inside. Kate sees the dead reporter's mobile phone in the pile, which means they're on the right track. At the same time, they also noticed that Claude is likely to kill the next target. But just then, there was a sudden commotion outside the door. The two men immediately put their things away. Soon a burly man pushed open the door and walked in. He took out a drink from the fridge and was about to drink it when he noticed a very obvious sneezing sound next to him. So he immediately drew his dagger and slowly walked towards the direction where the sound came from. The next moment, Vil attacked him from behind with a crowbar. After a few fights, Vil was quickly knocked to the ground. Vil was fine against ordinary punks, but against a master like this, he has no power to fight back. Just like now, he was beaten up and lost his temper. Kate saw that Vil had been beaten up and had no way to fight back. She immediately pulled out her pistol and told the strong man to stop. But her first time in the field, she had no experience at all. Not only was she knocked out of her gun by the other party, she was also knocked down by the other party with a slap in the face. Even if the two of them combined their efforts, the damage to the strong man was minimal. The two of them were treated like human sandbags and were beaten without a chance to fight back. The strong man pulled a knife from the rack and motioned for Vil to get one as well, apparently wanting a fair fight between men. Vil's luck seemed to be a bit bad, and he chose a useless knife. However, Vil is still good at playing with knives. After a few duels, the strong man's body was cut by Vil many cuts. In a fit of anger, the strong man slammed Vil to the ground and then drew out his belt, ready to send Vil to hell in this way. In his last moments, Vil felt his toolbox. He grabbed the shovel and smashed it against the strong man. The man immediately went limp and was incapacitated in an instant. Vil then rescued Kate from the rubble. It was the first time the two of them had been beaten so badly since they started working together. Afterwards, Kate was still upset about what had happened today. Kate had 300 hours of combat training and thought she would be strong, but the reality taught her a lesson. She said she was terrified and Vil almost died. But Vil said it wasn't the first time. Kate was shocked to hear that. Vil reassures her that she doesn't need to blame herself and that what we do is so dangerous. This is the 2023 American action film, The Bricklayer. A retired agent is found by the CIA and reassigned to complete an unfinished mission. He learns that the man he killed is still alive. He and his colleagues follow a trail of clues to a former businessman in an attempt to find the man behind the murder. He storms the club alone and fights them before being rescued by a colleague. They infiltrate the mansion and gather evidence, but they encounter a powerful enemy and are nearly killed. In the end, they work together to defeat them. I'm Zero Sense Film. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.